Hagia Sophia. For almost 1,000 years, Hagia Sophia was the biggest cathedral in the world and is still a fantastic structure to set eyes on. Originally built as an Eastern Orthodox cathedral in 537 when Istanbul was named Constantinople, Hagia Sophia became an Ottoman mosque from 1453 and is today a museum for all faiths to enjoy. The dome of the Hagia Sophia is a marvel in itself, and the building as a whole perfectly reflective of Byzantine architecture. Walking around the building today, you can piece together the history of the city with its intriguing murals and interesting artifacts. Built on the ruins of Roman fortifications in 889, Alhambra is a combination palace and fortress situated in Granada, Spain. For almost 1,000 years, much of the Iberian Peninsula was ruled by the Islamic Moors, with Andalusia being their longest-held territory. Today, you can explore its citadel, the oldest part of the fortress, climb up its watchtower, explore the amazing Moorish gardens and courtyards, and be amazed at the delicate geometric patterns throughout the complex. The setting on the backdrop of the Sierra Nevada makes Alhambra that much more mystical. The Acropolis in Athens is a simply stunning sight. This monumental hill is the location of a number of ancient sites that date back to the 5th century BC. Some of the attractions that crown the Acropolis include the Temple of Athena Nike, the Erechtheum, and, of course, the Parthenon. Constructed at the peak of the Athenian Empire in 447 BC, the Parthenon is a symbol of Greece and impresses with its innumerable columns. After nightfall, the Acropolis is lit up with a glow that can be seen around Athens. One of the most famous buildings ever constructed, the Colosseum almost needs no introduction. Lying in the heart of Rome, the enormous oval amphitheater is one of the Roman Empire's greatest architectural triumphs and remains standing almost 2,000 years after it was completed. While 3 stories of huge arcades make up its outer wall, its interior boasts fantastic views of the endless seating areas and subterranean network of tunnels and rooms, which used to lie beneath the arena's floor. Over the centuries, countless gladiatorial contests, animal hunts, and even mock sea battles took place in the amphitheater, which could hold up to 80,000 spectators. One of the most iconic symbols of Imperial Rome, the Colosseum is a must-see sight due to its awe-inspiring architecture, spectacular size, and historical importance. St. Peter's Basilica. The center of the Catholic world, the Basilica of St. Peter is a huge church. With an interior height of 400 feet, the Space Shuttle, together with its booster rockets, could fit inside, as could the Statue of Liberty. The basilica stands on the traditional site where Peter the Apostle was crucified and buried. Construction on the current building began in 1506 and was completed in 1615. Many famous artists worked on the complex and its surroundings. Michelangelo designed the dome, while Bernini designed the Great St. Peter's Square. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is the piazza's crowning glory. Although only a third as high as the Washington Monument, it was a miracle of medieval engineering, probably the tallest bell towers in Europe. With 207 columns ranged around 8 stories, Tower of Pisa looks like a massive wedding cake knocked precariously askew by a clumsy giant guest. The construction of Tower of Pisa began in August 1173 and continued for about 200 years due to the onset of a series of wars. Till today, the name of the architect is a mystery. Leaning Tower of Pisa and Cathedral. The Leaning Tower of Pisa was designed as a circular bell tower that would stand 185 feet high. It is constructed of white marble. The tower has 8 stories, including the chamber for the bells. The tower is also slightly curved from the attempts by various architects to keep it from leaning more or falling over. The Eiffel Tower is a wrought iron lattice tower on the Champ de Mars in Paris, France. It is named after the engineer Gustave Eiffel, whose company designed and built the tower. Constructed from 1887 to 89 as the entrance to the 1889 World's Fair, it was initially criticized by some of France's leading artists and intellectuals for its design, but it has become a global cultural icon of France and one of the most recognizable structures in the world. The tower is 324 meters and is the tallest structure in Paris. One of the most famous tourist attractions in Barcelona, the Sagrada Familia is an unmistakable figure on the landscape. This large Roman Catholic church was designed by Catalan-Spanish architect Antoni Gaudí. The style of La Sagrada Familia is variously likened to Spanish Late Gothic, Catalan Modernism, and Art Nouveau or Catalan Noucentisme. While the detailed outside is undeniably stunning, going inside the cathedral is completely mind-boggling, yet something that many people miss out. From the moment you step inside, your attention will instantly be captured by the colors pouring in through the stained glass windows. The pillars rise to form geometric patterns on the vault ceilings, and there are parts you can't quite believe aren't Photoshop. Arguably the most iconic site in Russia, this twisting cathedral with its multi-colored onion domes is set in Moscow's equally iconic Red Square. St. Basil's Cathedral was built by Ivan the Terrible in 1555. The structure is a madly bright lollipop of strange styles that seem more like a funfair and look unlike anything else in Russia. Because of its unique architectural style and its historic links to a victorious battle in Tatarstan, the cathedral is a symbol of Russia. One of the architectural projects of Mad King Ludwig II of Bavaria, Neuschwanstein Castle is the quintessential fairytale castle. In fact, it was the castle's soaring spires and Romanesque revival style that inspired Walt Disney's Sleeping Beauty castle. Construction of the castle began in 1869, but sadly, Ludwig never got to live in his castle. He died in 1886, the same year of the castle's completion. Set in South Bavaria among forested mountains and mirror-like lakes, the picturesque setting of the castle is as impressive as the building itself.